Hey family, it's Saturday, January 20th, and I'm running around. I went in Target that I shouldn't have, but anyway, I went anyway. And want to put more stuff in my basket. So I'm looking for a thing where I could soak my feet. And I think I had one, but I don't know where it is in the house. And I think, after both my parents passed away, I started throwing away some stuff. And so I'm wondering if that's one of the things that I threw away. I don't remember that. It was, the stuff that I was throwing away was like stuff that they were using every day, I had like a little basin. You know how they give you that when you leave the hospital? They give you like this little basin where you can wash up. You pour water in it. I used to pour water in it, and I had one for, that had soapy water. The other one had clear water, to rinse them off with when I used to bathe them. And then I think when after they passed, I was just looking and I was like, oh my God, we got so much of kind of like the same thing. I think there was like maybe about 4 of those because, right before they passed, both of them, well, I think Mom was only in the hospital like twice right before she passed. And, well, maybe once. No, twice. Once or twice. And then she was in rehab and then she passed. She was on hospice and she passed. Dad, however, he was, am I going to be able to go? He was back and forth in there, and he had something so that the waste would clear out of his kidneys. It's a long story, but anyway, I can't remember the name of the thing he had, and so he had to always keep going in to have it installed, and then it would come out. And anyway, so I'm looking around trying to find a foot thingy. I don't even know what you would call that. So I could soak my feet. Cause my big toe, TMI, I think I just have like an ingrown toenail, and I used to just cut that toenail, around, try to get it away from the corner, from digging into the side of my, into the skin. So I'm hoping that I don't have an infection or anything. Cause it's like, man, there's only certain shoes that I can wear now. So I don't know. Now that I've been exercising, my toe is feeling a little bit better, but it's still kind of sore. But the last time I went to the doctor, he suggested that I, he was telling me how to cut around that nail and to soak my toe, and I'm hoping that's going to help. So anyway, but I was just in the store in Target, I'm walking around and browsing, because a lot of times when I'm in the store, I'm rushing. I got to go get this, that, and the other, and then get home or go somewhere. It's always something, but it's nice to be able to kind of like go in there and kind of and move at my leisure, Well, so I was looking at all this stuff that Honey Pot. So I don't know if any of you've heard of Honey Pot. It's a product they have women's feminine products, I guess you could say. Panty liners. They have I can't even, man, I don't even use those anymore, and I'm trying to think of the name of those things. Maxi pads, and they probably don't even call that no more. You know, thanks for your menstruation. Anyway, and I noticed they had some products that I didn't even know they had. I didn't know they had a lube for sexual, you know, a sexual lube. I was like, wow. And then I looked where I was like, Cheryl, look where you're at. And I was over there in the section with the condoms. Excuse me, am I not supposed to say that on YouTube? But anyway, I said, yeah, you really browsing around. So I had some difficulty finding brown rice. I found some brown rice. What are those tacos that were or still are very, very popular? Birria. They're Mexican tacos. I still haven't had that, but they have this sauce that you can use along with the, you know, as long as you buy the meat, and then you simmer it with the sauce and add some other things. And so I looked on the shelf to see how many were left, and there was only like 3 or 4, so I took one. So hopefully it'll taste pretty good. I just have to buy some stewed meat. That's what they call it. Cook it with, you know, cook your stewed meat first. But anyway, so I am out here, and it is so crowded around here. Oh gosh. And there was an accident over on the left-hand side. When I came down here earlier, there was one car. Oh gosh. It looked like the wheel and everything was all messed up. So now I see a tow truck over there. That's the worst thing. Get in a car accident, or either having to have your car towed. It's oh my gosh, the worst. I don't wish it on anybody. You know, especially in this weather, you have to sit and wait. You know, thank God you do. You can't, you know, get somebody to help you out. But it's bad. Hey family, Monday, January 22nd. I had to think about it. January 22nd, 2024. How are you doing? How was your weekend? I don't think I did. I'm trying to think. Yesterday was Sunday. I don't think I took my phone out to record anything. I have to look back on what I did. I know I've been trying to edit as I go along, and yeah, I don't think I did because my grandchildren came over and they left yesterday. They came over Saturday evening, left Sunday afternoon, well, kind of in the evening, and I left out to pick up a couple of things, because you know, when I know they're getting ready to come over, I like to have like certain snacks and certain foods over that I know that they're going to eat. And yesterday, my pantry, as far as snacks are concerned, were cleared out. It was cleared out of the cookies, popcorn, and you know, various items like that. You know, when they leave, they like to take, can we take this and take that? And so I had, I still had some granola bars, but so yeah, anyway, I wanted to, and I like to snack on the popcorn. I'm trying to keep away from chips. Although chips are that's my weakness. Oh my God. If I could eat chips every day and not gain any weight, that's my guilty pleasure right there. But since I've gained so much weight within the last couple of years, I have to really stay away from chips. And so, people give themselves a challenge or whatever. That was years ago. I was going to say a couple of years ago. That was years ago. Matter of fact, I was a student. I was working at Spelman and was taking classes at Spelman. And it was Lent. And, I think it was some of the co-workers were talking about it, what they were going to do for Lent. And I said, and then I think at my church we were talking about it too, mentioning it. And so I think I don't know, it might have been the previous year, at the church, we participated in, first, kind of discussion. A discussion was made about what types of things you can, I can't think of the word, but I'll say do away with or not indulge in during Lent. And it doesn't necessarily have to be food. It doesn't necessarily have to be. It could be different things. You can. You hear some people who say, "I'm not going to be on social media for a while." You can do that. Whatever it is, you stop spending. Things like that. And so, and I think one year, it was like each week we did something different. Like it was eating one week, and then one week might have been social media or something like that, or just staying off your phone. If it wasn't anything that, where's this person going? If it was, if it wasn't anything personal, really serious, as far as your family members are concerned, it was different things like that. And so, but this one year that I'm talking about, I decided to not consume chips, any kind of chips. No, not tortilla chips, not potato chips, because they all have that crunch, And I did really, really good until one time I had a Spanish class in the evening. I want to say it was like I used to get off at 5. I think it was like from 6 to 7 or something like that. And so, they have various events on campus. And this particular day, they had food in the reception area of that building where the class was. And right when you would walk right out of the classroom, the reception area was right there. It was a big open hallway. And they had food that was left over, I guess, from an event, and they were encouraging us to indulge in it if we wanted to. And so here I am with my plate, and I think one of my coworkers, was she there at the class? Well, yeah, because I think that must have been my first. Was that my first year? I think, because her and I were in the same class. So you've heard me talk about my friend Doris, and rest in peace. She passed away at the end of last year, and she started school. I worked with her, and she would always tell me about the classes, and always say, "Oh, you should think about taking classes. You don't have to join the adult group, because it's adult program for adult students wanting to get their degree." And she would always tell me about it, and you don't have to, you could take classes, you don't have to join the group or the program, or whatever it's called, and so, or the students or whatever. So she was looking at my plate, and I saw she was like staring at it, but I wasn't paying any attention until I'm up there, socializing, and I didn't realize myself till I picked up, I had some chips on my plate. It was tortilla chips. and I bit into one, and I was like, oh no. I was doing so well, and I think it was almost near Lent too, near the end of Lent. And I think there might have been a couple more weeks, and I was just so disappointed in myself. My friend never said anything. But I know I'm trying to think if I mentioned to her, you know I bit into that chip. How come you didn't say anything? I don't know. I can't remember. I might not have said anything to her, but I was kind of laughing to myself because yeah, I had bit into that chip, and I had gotten so close to being very successful with that. So anyway, but now I just do my own little challenges, which is, for myself. Just, I'm not good at just going cold turkey with anything, because I'm just gonna wanna, let me just have this one little chip or whatever it is that I'm trying not to indulge in. So I just try to not eat it as much as I normally would. Because if you leave it to me, I'll eat chips every day, all day, every day. Especially if I felt like I was gonna gain any weight. But now I just try not to. If I'm gonna indulge in it, I'm going to get a handful or something like that. Because I could get ridiculous with chips. It's kind of embarrassing. I don't know. First of all, I like potatoes anyway. So I like potato chips. Whether they be barbecue, plain, spicy. I also like corn chips, like Doritos, and all the different flavors that Doritos has. I know it's just me talking about it's kind of embarrassing. But anyway, so I'm here to the post office, so I shall return. Okay. Hey family. Oh. It felt like something was in my eye. So it is Wednesday, January 24th, 2024. And so I'm logged in. I just wanted to pop in because I haven't been picking up my phone. I meant to do it yesterday, but I didn't. Nothing really to report. Just working, and my connection. I lost my connection near the end of the day, and anyway. So, what do I have planned today? Just to work and to I think my grandkids are coming over. That's it. So I'll probably pop in later and share my lunch or something. Hey family, it's Thursday, January 25th. Yeah, I gotta think about it, because I think in one of the videos I said it was the 16th, and I think it was only the 13th or something like that of January. So I just want to make sure. So guess where I'm going? To the post office. And I'm trying to debate if I should go to Sam's afterwards. There's some things that I need to pick up, and I'm thinking if I go pick it up today, and hopefully it's in the store, then I won't have to be running around Saturday. Well, that's one less place that I have to go to. So it's 62 degrees. So these past couple of days, weeks have been brutal. Georgia's gotten the cold weather, but we haven't been getting nothing in comparison to some people. We have snow, ice, freezing temperatures. We've had freezing temperatures as well, like One morning, I looked at my computer and it was like 14 degrees. I was like, what? I knew it was cold, but I didn't know it was that cold. I think that day I just kept feeling cold, and I was just like, and that I could feel the heat coming on, and so and then I looked at my computer and it said 14 degrees. I was like, oh, no wonder I'm feeling so cold. So yeah, hope everyone is safe out there. It's just, I've seen some videos of people driving in the snow. Man, it's been years since I've been driving in weather like that. I want to say 2014, 2015, Georgia got like ice. It was like an ice storm. I think there was 2 times it happened. One time, and both times I was still working at Spelman. I remember it seems like we would always be the last to know that it's time. Okay, we can go home. And some people didn't wait for that. They just they just left. But anyway, we left, and I was just thinking, oh my God, because I live in comparison to where some of my former co-workers lived. They lived closer, and it might have taken them 10-15 minutes to get to work. It would take me a half hour to an hour. It all depends on what was going on. If there was any traffic, there was a wreck on the interstate or something like that, it would take longer. And then plus, it all depends on if it's rush hour. And in the mornings from 6:30 to 10, that was like the times people were coming to work. They were going downtown, or maybe, you see sometimes people coming from downtown coming south, coming my way, or maybe even going in another direction, either going north or whatever. But anyway, this particular time, they kept, and I don't think anybody really thought it was going to be. They got the warnings from the weather report, but I don't really think they felt like anything was going to happen. But baby, when we got out and that snow was sticking, I was like, uh-oh. And knowing, where I had to have the distance I had to drive. And I was like, sometimes people can drive crazy. I hope you can hear me. I wanted to let some air in here, because this, oh my gosh, now it's saying it's 72 degrees. No wonder I wanted to feel some air in here. I'm gonna turn the air on. What was I talking about? Yeah, sometimes people can drive dangerous in weather just to kind of prove that they can drive in inclement weather. That, I know that sounds silly, but I've heard people say, I'm from this particular state, I'm from that particular state. In other words, they're used to driving in that, and I can understand that. But it doesn't make any sense for you to be driving and putting yourself and other people's lives in harm's way just to show that you can maneuver in this kind of weather. Not only that, a lot of the Georgia doesn't, and some of the other southern states don't have the same resources that the northern or some other states that are used to getting a lot of snow and freezing temperatures and all of that. Some of you may have experienced where you've been somewhere and some people from another state had to come in and help, because I think when we had that ice storm, and a lot of people laughed at it, they would they had memes, pray for Georgia, and then they showed like a 12-inch a piece of ice or something like that. But it got really, really bad for some people. They were staying in their cars or trying to get home. It took them like all day to get home. And so luckily, that's what I thought it was gonna it was gonna wind up being for me. But thank God there was no craziness on the I would take I-75 home, and thankfully there was no craziness, at least when I was on the road. I was able to get on, get off, and then I even had the nerve. There was one of those storms. I even had the nerve to stop and go to Kroger and and do some shopping, because I figured, oh, we're gonna be snowed in or iced in for a day or so. So let me just get I went and got some groceries so that we could just eat. At least we have some food. But anyway, yeah. So a lot of people are getting wow, that's a little family. That's cute. It looks like there's 4 of them. So mom's holding one, a little baby. Then there's another tiny one. Look like there's a toddler. And then the other 2 look like they're not too far away. They may be a little older than toddlers, maybe 4 and 5. So it reminds me of my grandchildren. But anyway, yeah, so I'm out here and trying to get in this lane here. Okay, get around. So I'll be back. Sayings. Popcorn. Okay, I picked up some fruit strips. We're gonna see how those are. Okay, this is what we got here. I'm gonna get ready to scan and go. I just want you guys to see that my glasses are doing the transition thing. And so, I don't know if you can see it. From what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing it, but before I got in the car, and when I look in the rearview mirror, I see it. So the lenses are, they've gotten darker, and it's because the sun is really out today, and it's 34 degrees. It's still pretty cold. Okay, so no mail in the mailbox, and so I decided to go to another store looking for that creamer, the Chobani creamer I was telling you guys about, and they don't have it either. So at least the other stores had some type of Chobani creamer, at least made me feel like I was looking in the right area. I know I was in the right area because there was other creamers there, but at least when you see the same name that you're looking for, whether it be I'm trying to think of some other creamers. I think Starbucks has a creamer. I saw that. I can't think of the name of the other one that's very popular. They have all these different flavors. I saw that one, and the sign above the little refrigerated area that it was in said creamer. So I don't know. I guess they just, I don't know. I guess they just sell out fast, and it's difficult to it's just difficult to get in, and then when they do get it in, it's gone. So I'm going to look at when I do find it, I'll probably be so excited I'll just grab it and just keep on going. But if I can just keep in mind to look at the expiration dates on there and think about try to figure out if it's worth it to get 2 of them, because I don't know. But anyway, I'm down to the very last of that creamer, and I have another creamer because when I couldn't find it before, I just broke down and bought. I can't think of the name of that other one it's very popular. And I started out buying their vanilla something, not vanilla bean, but anyways, vanilla something, French vanilla. I think it's French vanilla that I buy. And now I don't really care for it too much. Maybe I should look for the Walmart creamer, because for a while I was telling you guys I was buying. I just don't want all of that. I don't want all of that creamer. And then when I do find the Chobani, it'd probably be the same day that I get the Walmart creamer. They have a creamer called Sweet Cream, and some other brands have that flavor flavor as well, Sweet Cream, but it doesn't taste as good as Walmart's. Now, this Chobani creamer is good. I like it better than the Walmart creamer. It costs more, probably because it's Chobani, and it's vegan, supposedly, too. Now, the other Chobani creamers, wait, hold on. Alright, guys. I think I was trying to find that creamer the other day, last week, or earlier this week. I still can't find it. So this makes the 3rd store that I've been in, and I can't find a creamer. It's after 2. When did I leave? I think I left the house about 12. It's time for me to go home. I really want that creamer. That must be really popular, or they just don't carry it much. Where did I find it? In Walmart last time. And I was in Walmart the other day. You know what? Darn it. It's a vegan creamer, and I just discovered it sometime last year. I say maybe the middle of the year, I think it was. And it's caramel macchiato, and it's by Chobani, and it's vegan. And I see Chobani in the stores, but it's it's other flavors. And there was one that's cinnamon something or other, and I never saw that one. I started to pick that up, but it didn't say vegan on it. All the others don't say vegan. This one, caramel macchiato, it's like a cream color, the container is, and it has, the writing is in the color like of caramel. And and it says caramel macchiato, and down at the bottom it says vegan. And so when I saw it, it's just the fact that it was caramel macchiato, I wanted to try it. And then I looked at it and saw that it was vegan. I was like, oh, okay, well, let me give it a try and see how it is. And so I tried it, and I liked it. And but I notice whenever I find it, I get excited. I'm too afraid to buy more than one because, I don't know how long, the expiration date. Some things you can go past the expiration date. I think I talked about expiration dates in one of the other videos. And so, yeah, with creamer, I don't know, there's some things you just really have to be careful of. I just found out about eggs. You should really have them, 2 weeks? And then after that, that's it. Man, there's some eggs I've had in there. Because I don't use them much, but I do use them for other things, to make certain items. So I'll just, maybe tomorrow, if I go to church tomorrow, when I come from church, I'll try a couple other places, see if they stocked it up, but I'm not seeing it. So I had a late breakfast, I'll call it a brunch, because it was about 11 o'clock, maybe 11:30, and I had that, and then I forgot to bring my water with me, because whenever I leave, I try to take some water with me. Forgot my water, and then I bought a bottle of water, and then I left the bottle of water in the trunk when I took it in after I bought it. So anyway, I need to take my butt home, because I need to do some cleaning at home anyway, and unclog my vacuum cleaner. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys the creamer I'm talking about. Oh. All right, hold on. This is it. See down at the, does it say? See over on the right hand side it says non-dairy. And then somewhere it says vegan. Oh, vegan friendly. What's that supposed to mean? Not quite vegan. But anyway. Okay. So I'm going to try to get some exercise in and maybe warm up my dinner and go on with the rest of the evening. Okay, so I made a couple of stops. I stopped at Sam's, and I just came from Publix because I make this dish called, well, we call it tuna casserole. All it, basically it's like macaroni and cheese with tuna in there, and you put it in the oven and let it get a little brown and everything. The noodles are cooked, and the cheese is prepared. I make it like a cheese sauce, and then grate some cheese and add that in there, make it real cheesy, and put some Worcestershire sauce on it, and I really enjoy it. But I have to, I don't know why, we've always eaten it with chips, and that's something that's my weakness. And it's funny because last night I had like a small amount of chips in a bag, and I gave them to my grandkids. And I was talking about how I didn't need to be eating them. But then I turned around today and bought a bag of chips, because I have to have the chips with the tuna. Now I know I can eat it without it, but yeah, because matter of fact, last night I was eating the tuna casserole, and I was like, man, I gave them chips away. So really funny. But anyway, so as you can see, it's getting dark. Uh-oh, let me hurry up and make this turn. And that little intersection has a lot of accidents, and it's usually with people that make the right turn like I did, and the people coming from the left-hand side turning into the same lane that I turned into. Because where I was, you're supposed to yield, and the other person has the right of way because they're at the traffic light. But anyway, matter of fact, my mom got into an accident, at that very intersection. But anyway, and they called the police. The policeman didn't say it was anybody's fault. He said it was nobody's fault. I think they kind of grazed each other. They kind of sideswiped each other. And my mom said it was a young girl in there. And she had her mom's car. And my mom, you know, she was just so nurturing. And she was being so sweet to the young girl, saying, you know, call me if you need me or whatever. I was like, why is she saying that to that girl? Because come to find out, the mom tried to sue my mom. And so the girl was telling my mom that my mom's car put a scratch on her car, you know, when they sideswiped each other. So I looked at that and I was like, because, you know, my mom called. I just happened to be home. I drove down to the intersection, and she told me about it. And I looked at that other car and I was like, that's old. That's paint from some other car. That is not your paint on the side there. It was funny. So anyway, when she went to report it to the insurance company, they agreed that nothing else could be done. It was nobody's fault. That person wasn't getting no money out of it. You know, and then that paint that she said was on the side of the vehicle, because the girl's vehicle was like a light color. It was an older vehicle, and it was a light color. You know, that was not, and I think it was like black paint. My mom's car was not black. It was a dark color. It's a dark color, like a dark blue, but it wasn't that color. It was just interesting, you know, when you get into an accident with somebody and they may be like, you know, you may exchange information and everything may be all right, but then when it comes down to it, you know, the person is really mean. So I'm eating tuna casserole. Well, I was telling you about, but I have to have chips with it. Hey guys, it's January 26th, Friday, almost to the end of the month, and you know where I'm coming from, the post office. So I didn't get a chance to I have a package and it doesn't fit in the mailbox, and I didn't get a key. So you can either get a key or you get like a little ticket. So I got a ticket and it's closed. The main desk is closed. So that means I have to come back tomorrow with my ticket and pick up the package. And I guess while I'm there, look into some other things. So how's everybody doing? It's Friday. It's been a interesting week. There's some things going on at work, something new. I don't know much about it, but we'll find out on Monday. But anyway, yeah, just interesting. It's 70 degrees according to my dashboard. It's 70 degrees, and was it this week? I think this week I had a couple of cool days, but I think it was basically kind of warm, like between the 60s and the 70s, and it's been raining like crazy. And I have a friend that lives in Kentucky, And it's funny because some of the weather that they have, we get it later. Because the other day she was talking about, oh, I think it was this past weekend. She said, oh, it's just been raining, doing nothing but raining all day, every day. And so I was talking to her. I said, uh-oh, we're getting ready to get it, because whatever kind of weather you guys have, sometimes, not all the time, but we get the same type of thing. And sure enough, I looked at the forecast on my phone. It was gonna be raining from what I could see, it was 3 days, and so it has been raining. It rained. I'm not sure if it rained today, but it rained for sure yesterday, which was Thursday. Wednesday it rained. I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm not sure what the forecast is for today. I'm gonna roll the window down a little bit since it's 70 degrees. Yeah, but I'm not complaining, because, in comparison to what some people are dealing with, some of you may be watching this, you may be snowed in, or you may have dealt with some snow and some ice, or a combination of snow and ice. So I understand. I don't know if he just saw that dog hanging out the window. I get a kick out of dogs. I love dogs. I just don't want to get a dog for myself. I really don't. After my parents passed away, my son and then some other people were asking me, was I gonna get a dog? And I'm like, no, because it's just too much. You love them, they become part of the family. Just like everything that's living, it passes on, and you get attached to them. They pass away, you're heartbroken, and or someone in the family passes away. Like my mom's dog. He was very protective of her when she was in good. Let me roll this up. When she was in good health, and then when she got ill and she passed away, he got sick when her last days. He got really, really sick. After she passed away, now that I think about it, was after she passed. He was, he was eating a little bit, and I had scheduled for him to get, and it was funny, not funny, but just ironic or whatever. My mom had been trying to schedule him to get his hair cut, because he really, like, when his hair grew, it grew really long, and and then it would mat up, and then when their hair mats and you take them to get groomed, then they have to really cut their hair down really low. And it was freezing, it was cold, and my mom had tried this one company of groomers, and they also did mobile grooming. So I managed to get a mobile appointment. They came to the house, they stayed outside the house, and they groomed him, and they brought him in. But I think that might have been too much. I hope I didn't get him sick, because he just after a couple of days, it was close to her funeral, he just was like, he wasn't eating. It was like he was trying to drink water and eat. He couldn't. He would go to the bowl, but he couldn't. And it was just a lot. And I was telling my father, it was just a lot going on. And so my dad really just thought, I think the day of my mom's funeral, he was down at the bottom of the steps, and he was just laying there, and you could just hear his breathing was labored, and I just picked him up. I told my father, he said, put him in his crate, and so I put a towel down in there and laid him down, because them crates is just plastic on the bottom, it's just I don't know, I was trying to make him comfortable, and I figured he would get himself together, because it looked like he was trying to get up. He would lay there for a little while, and then he would motion like he was trying to get up. And so we left, and we went to the funeral, and when we came back, he was gone. And so I was like, I'm not surprised, because he loved my mom so. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he loved her. And she loved him. They loved each other. And so he was in the crate, and one of my cousins was like, she was calling him, and then I could hear she started crying, and I was like, oh Lord, Peppy. I could hear them say Toby. His name was Toby. My sister's dog name was Peppy. Toby gone. So she told me, and then my youngest son didn't know. I think he was trying to tell me, like, he had this look on his face like, oh Lord, I gotta tell Mom. So I told him, I said, I heard Crystal told me, Toby's gone. I said, yeah, he was sick. And then I was trying, with everything else, the arrangements of the funeral and everything, and trying to care for my dad, I was trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to get him to the vet, because it's not going on. It's not, he's not doing well. And so my dad was kind of like, kind of in denial. And then even that day, I think they told him, and it was like, he was like, he'll get up. And I'm like, unfortunately, he ain't getting up. So, I said, Dad, Toby's gone. He said, he want to find out where Mom is. Everywhere she was, he wanted to be. So, I just can't take it. I'm trying to think how many dogs I've had in my lifetime. When I was married, we had 2 dogs. When I was growing up, 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to say we had like 5 or more dogs. Most of them didn't last. They might have stayed for a little bit, and then they were gone. And there was 2 that stayed for a very long time. We had a German Shepherd, and then we had I don't know what he was, if he was part collie or whatever, because when people saw him, they associated him with the dog Lassie. And I don't know, I'm dating myself. There's a television show, Lassie, where the dog would help the little boy. He was a friend to the little boy. No, you have to Google it, Lassie. And so he kind of looked like that. He had that coloring, and but he didn't have the pointed ears. His ears were kind of floppy, so he was it was like he was mixed with lab or was it Irish setter or something like that, because his hair was really long like that. But he wasn't as tall as them. He was a little short, so I don't know. So he was a good dog, but he had, I was telling my son, I think he had anger issues, because he was always fighting fighting another dog, or some of the people would say he tried to attack them, or he wasn't too nice. So we kept him. We didn't train him that way, but he was just that way. And so we just kept him away from, when we had company, we put him away. And wow, look at that. See that Toyota Corolla on the left hand side? So my grandmother had one that exact same color, probably the same year. And it seems like that color, it fades or something. Because we passed that car on to my son, my youngest son has it, and it looks just like that. But anyway, and before that, my mom kept talking about getting it repainted because, it just looks so dull. Anyway, back to Teddy. Yeah, he was a dog. He was sweet to us once he got to know us, because when we got him, another family had him. They couldn't keep him. I can't remember why, but I think it was a friend of my mom's, and so we got him. We're gonna see how things were, and he bit he didn't bite all of us. I don't remember him biting my dog. He didn't bite my father. My dog. He didn't bite my father. He didn't bite my grandmother, but he bit my mom, my sister, and myself. And so, yeah, just weird. So I'm just babbling and talking about dogs I had, and yeah, maybe sometime I will change my mind about having a dog, but I just don't want one for myself. So I'm on a mission to try to find that creamer again. So I think there's a store that opened up down here. I think it's already open. I'm hoping it is. If not, oh well, then I'll just go get some gas and go on home. So I'll see you later.